The Edict of Milan was a declaration of the legal status of Christianity by dual emperors Licinius and Constantine on February of 1313. Since people often confuse what the edict actually did, it's probably helpful to look at the context and compare to a couple of other edicts to get a better idea. First, the legal context. Roman law was fairly disorganized. As Caroline Humfress explains, it was
by no means uniform. It included individual case-specific court decisions, as well as imperial letters to individual officials, and edicts frequently directed at specific provinces or cities.
To put it simply, how laws were applied varied throughout the empire, often depending on what decrees the local authorities were aware of. These laws would remain in disarray for hundreds of years until they were gathered and reconciled in Emperor Justinian's Corpus Juris Civilis. The basic takeaway you need from all this is that how laws were enforced was often dependent upon local leaders. Second, the political context. Following the crisis of the 3rd century, the empire was suffering economic, civil, and military threats. In order to address these problems, on July 21st of 285, Emperor Diocletian split the empire in two. Half ruled by himself under the title Augustus as a form of senior emperor, and half ruled by Maximian under the title Caesar as a sort of junior emperor. Finding initial success with this, a year later, April 1st, 286, he promoted Maximian to the equal rank of Augustus and divided the empire a second time. Diocletian appointed Galerius as Caesar to help him rule the east, and Maximian appointed Constantius Chlorus to help him rule the west. This tetrarchy of emperors allowed for better responses to crises, but also allowed for further disunity in policy, as we will see in the next example. Several years later, in 311, Galerius, now Augustus of the Eastern Empire, proclaimed on his deathbed the Edict of Serdica, also known as Galerius's Edict of Toleration, basically stating that despite efforts to discourage Christianity, i.e. declaring it illegal and the intense persecution under Diocletian, many Christians persisted, so
we therefore, with our wonted clemency, in extending pardon to all, are pleased to grant indulgence to these men, allowing Christians the right to exist again and to set up their places of worship, provided always that they do not offend against public order.
This edict was supported by Licinius and Constantine I, but not Maximinus. It wasn't until 313, while in Milan to celebrate the wedding of Licinius and Constantine's sister, Flavia Julia Constantia, that the dual emperors would proclaim the Edict of Milan, both theoretically extending toleration to the whole empire, despite Maximinus's continued persecution, and granting
Christians and all others should have freedom to follow the kind of religion they favored, so that the God who dwells in heaven might be propitious to us all and to all under our rule.
The document reflects a shift from toleration to acceptance, and prescribes returning items confiscated to Christians, and expresses concern regarding the Christian God's favor, possibly reflecting Constantine's own Christian conversion. While Constantine did privilege Christianity in various ways, the Edict of Milan did not make Christianity the official religion of Rome, but rather an official religion of Rome. Christianity wouldn't become exclusively the official religion of Rome until Emperors Theodosius I, Gratian, and Valentinian II declared the Edict of Thessalonica on February 27, 380. This edict elevated the position of Nicene Orthodoxy and condemned all others as heretical. So why is the Edict of Milan treated with such greater reverence? Likely because of its closer association to Constantine. While neither of the Edicts of Toleration stopped Maximinus, Constantine's conversion and eventual conquering of the empire did secure the privileged place of Christianity in the empire and protected it from future persecutions. So while arguably Galerius' edict may have been more important, we associate the Edict of Milan with Constantine and his accomplishments, which is likely why people confuse what it actually was. This has been Ross von Hausen at Saints and Stuff. Hopefully our content is helpful to you, and if you want to, feel free to like or subscribe.